Hey guys, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. I am Sri Lankan Sammi in Cebu. Welcome to the Midweek Podcast on a Wednesday night in Cebu. Beautiful sunny day today. What a great day. It was wonderful. I had a lot of fun today. Little tiny issue. I was at the pool this afternoon with brother Tim, and we were having a good time. And I stepped off into the pool, or I jumped into the pool, but because I'm new to the pool, I didn't realize there's a step there, and I fell off the step and I banged my foot. So this is my foot. I banged right here. So on my foot, it would be right here. This being my big toe knuckle. I banged right here, and there's a big knot on the top of my thing. Now, I didn't break my foot, didn't sprain it. I just hurt it, and it hurts to walk on it. Ugh, man, it's gonna take days to heal. Well, luckily, I don't have any plans tomorrow and Friday. Friday, it's gonna rain all day, so I'm just gonna chill out. I don't know. It hurts. It doesn't hurt a lot. It's not throbbing, so it's not broken. I know what a broken bone feels like because I've had a couple. It's not sprained because it's not swelling. I just have a knot. Like when you hit your head. Anyway, guys, today we're just going to do a quick shout out to everyone. We're going to say hi. We're going to talk about what's been going on. I am now officially finished my weekday contracts, which means my Monday and Wednesday. Well, I used to have Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. Those are all done now. My adult contracts. Those are all finished. I have another month of Sunday mornings. One more month of Sunday mornings. Otherwise, I don't work except 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 to 20 hours in the evenings on Monday to Thursday. So that's pretty good. I'm making pretty good money working those hours. So from Cebu time, 5 until 9 or 10. That's pretty good. 4 or 5 hours a day, every day. Well, actually 3 or 4 hours, depending on the day. Anyways, about 15 hours a week over 4 days. Because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't work. I cancel that. So I just have the one contract on Sunday mornings that's going to end in 1 month. So 4 more hours of that. And then I'll have my weekends free where I can go away for the week. So the plan is in January, I'm going to go away a couple of times. I'm going to go once for 3 days to Mobile to go see the swim with the whale sharks. And then another weekend, I will go to Bohol and spend 3 days in Bohol. And I am 90% sure I will extend my trip to 6 months, maybe 7 months. I'm not sure. Right now, I'm scheduled to go back end of February. Maybe I'll go back end of March. We'll see what my schedule is like. I'm definitely going to stay 1 more month. Whether I'll stay 2 months, I don't think so. But 1 more month will give me time to do a little bit more exploring and having a little bit more fun before I head back to Sri Lanka for 6 months and then decide if I'm going to come back here for a year. If I come back here for a year, oh God, I really want to live here. I really want to live here. I think I can get a place for about 25,000 pesos. 25,000 pesos a month is 400 US dollars. And then internet, electricity, and water usage, $50. So under $500 a month. Now I could get much cheaper. I could go down to like $300 a month. But the thing is, I still would have to pay for electricity and water and everything. So I could get probably $100 cheaper, but I wouldn't have the amenities that I have here. Now, if I stay for 1 year or 2 years, I get free access to the beach. So that would save me it's not that expensive. It's $5 a trip if you're short time, like I am. Off the street, walk-in is 1,800, which is about $40. About $40, is it? It's about $30. That's expensive. If you want to go like once a month, it's $120. That's expensive just to go to the beach. You can get to the beach cheaper. You can get to the beach for $1, but the beach is really crappy. So that's one of the things I wanted. I wanted beach access. And they also over there, they have a beautiful infinity pool. Do not order drinks or anything. It's ridiculously expensive. Sneak in your own if you like to drink alcohol, or bring a bottle of water. When you go there and you pay the walk-in rate of $30, that also includes the buffet. But the buffet was it was a couple of pieces of burnt chicken, some ridiculous mussels. They had dessert and juice, and nothing else. It was 2-3 items on their buffet. It was not anything that I would ever eat, which is why I ate when I came home that day. It was awful food. Maybe it was just that one time, but anyway, that area is run by the Savoy Hotel. The Savoy and the other hotel next door, which actually has a Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips and a Gordon Ramsay's burger. I am never going to eat there because it's not cheap and not good, and it's just food wrapped with Gordon Ramsay's name. There's actually nothing special about it. It's supposed to be a higher quality, but yeah, I'm not going to spend money to eat it. Maybe I'll eat there once, but I'm not a food vlogger, right? I'm not a food vlogger. I don't know. Anyway, if I come back here, I could probably get between 22 to 25, but I would have to pay what I'm paying right now, which is about $50 extra a month, and I would get free access to the beach. I don't know if I would get free parking. Parking is a big deal here because I have a motorcycle. They want 6,000 pesos a month for a parking spot. That is about $100 a month. I'm not paying $100 a month to park something that's not even mine. The parking lot across the street, the open parking lot, is about $10 a month. Right? That's a no-brainer right there. Especially for something that's not even mine. And when I come back for a year, I doubt I'll have that motorcycle. I would have to rent something or buy something long term. I wouldn't buy. I would rent something for a year. I would find someone I know. I would figure something out. I would buy a used piece of crap. No. Because if I belong to the motorcycle club, I have to have a motorcycle. We'll figure that out next year. I would buy a motorcycle, a good one, I would spend about a couple $1,000 because I can always resell it or park it at my friend's house. He won't ride it because it's too big for him. He's too big for the bike. He would rent it out to people, like other club members or whatever. Yeah, so I am really happy with what is going on now with things here. Well, let me tell you why. Well, the first thing is I am socializing more. I am talking with people every single day. I'm going outside every single day. So today I have the live stream right now. Then I have like a 20-minute break where I'm going to make something to eat. Then I have 2.5 hours of work. After that, I talked to Tim to come over with his wife and his sister-in-law and go for a drink before the weather gets crappy, because we're not going to be able to hang out for a couple of days. His knees start to hurt when the low pressure comes in, so he doesn't like to get out of bed. So I'm telling him, come over, because I want him to see the place. He's never been here before. He's never been to Mactan Newtown. So I want him to come and see the place, come and hang out, and like I said, check it out. So plus his sister-in-law is cute. Unfortunately she's off limits, he said, because he wants her to finish school first before she starts dating anyone seriously. So anyway, guys, if you have something to say, make sure, even after the fact, comment, please. I really do appreciate everyone taking the time to comment, to like, to subscribe. You guys are doing a great job. We are on track for monetization, hopefully by the end of the year. I really do hope, but probably it'll be January, February. I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, the channel is really tracking, really tracking well. Let's take a look here. We are at 1,272 hours and 320 subscribers. We need 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers. So these numbers are as of day before yesterday. We had a little spike today with a whole bunch of subscribers. So I'm really hoping that once December rolls around, I'm going to focus a little bit more on YouTube. Right now, whenever I have some free time, I make sure I go produce a video, and I have a list of topics in my folder here telling me what I should talk about. No script, but come December, I'm going to start tightening up things, having notes and key points that I want to touch on. And I'm going to try to make it more interesting for you guys. I know you're interested in the life. One of the subscribers pointed out and saying, I like how you just go around and it's just like your day. You're not focused on this or that, but the actual living. What does it cost? What do you have to do? What do you have to watch out for? What things are around, and walking to the gym, going to the grocery store, things like that. Oh, don't forget to bring a bag, right? Because carrying a plastic bag back is really hard on your hands, especially if it's heavy. And if you have to take the scooter, how are you going to put that on the scooter? There's just not, there's so much that you don't think about, and that you guys are watching and liking is great. I love it. Thank you so much. So I'm still doing 6 vlogs a week, 5 vlogs a week. How many am I doing? 5 vlogs a week. 5 vlogs a week and 2 live streams. One on Wednesday, one on now Saturday mornings. Guys, please be aware, the live stream is on Saturday mornings. Saturday mornings, Cebu time. Let me change that. Every Saturday and Wednesday. So I'm going to change it to Saturday mornings, Cebu time, but evenings in LA and New York, East and West Coast. So it's going to start 11 a.m., which is about 10 p.m. in the East Coast and 7 p.m. on the West Coast. And I'm going to go for about 2 hours, which means you guys will have enough time to get home and have dinner and then watch. All right. So that's going to be a change, which means that now I'll have my Saturday nights free, and then Sunday I can just sleep all day. I can have one day off, right, from having to worry about anything. So that's the other big change. And I'm going to focus on getting the channel a little tighter, a little better, and more focused on 2 things. Number 1, providing entertainment for you guys. And number 2, getting that SEO for sponsors, because I want to get sponsored by January. And if I can get sponsored by January, that will help supplement my income, which will help me decide if I'm coming back here for a year. Because if I'm not working, I doubt I'll be able to afford living here just on my salary. Because as of February, I won't be making as much unless I get a new contract. If I don't get a new contract, the money I have in the bank will cover me until March. And then when I return to Sri Lanka, I'll have enough money to live in Sri Lanka, no problem. That's never been an issue, even if I don't ever work again. But I want to work to help cover my costs. So I'll need at least, according to the calculations I have, $1,000 a month to live. I could pull it off with 800, but that's not living. I'd like to go out. I like to not drink or anything. I like to have a nice dinner, but you can still have a cheap dinner out. But going out, you spend money, and socializing and dating and everything costs money. So that's something that I have to think about. Do I have enough? Now, the other thing that's going on is, I already said I'm going on like mini trips in January and February. Oh yeah, Lady Sarah messaged me today, and she says she's been dating this guy off and on for the last couple of months. And she says that out of all the guys she's been dating, he seems to be the one that she would consider marrying. And we were talking about it today. She was like, what should I look for? What should I be thinking about? What should I, because she trusts me. And she wants me to meet him. He's Thai. And he's the CEO of some kind of company. I didn't really look into it because, we were just talking while I was at the pool. So I didn't really have time to get into it with her. But I was telling her, you're a hard woman to be with. She's not easy. And that's one of the reasons why I would never date her. I mean, I made jokes about marrying her, but that was more about the fact that she's a great woman, not the fact that she's marriage material. She is, don't get me wrong, but she's a very tough woman to be friends with. I cut myself here? Oh, yeah, I cut myself shaving. Anyway, being friends, that's not easy because when you don't compromise really when you're in a friendship. When you're in a relationship, you have to compromise. But when you're in a friendship, you can just say, hey, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So we get into disagreements all the time about things. I don't remember when it was heat stroke or heat. I can't remember what she said. It's supposed to be heat stroke, but she called it something else. And I'm like, that's not what it is, honey. But anyway, that's her, right? She's entitled to her way. What do you guys have to say? Let me know what you think. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear? What do you want to talk about in the future? Don't ask me about visas. I'm gonna do a visa thing, but it's not gonna be really good because I don't want to focus on the visa thing because it's not a key part of. It's not, okay, visas are important, but they change so much, so often, that if I do a vlog on visas, it'll be redundant within 3 months because the information will be stale. I'll talk about, overall visas. I just did my visa renewal just yesterday. So you guys will see that on the vlog. But for me to talk about things in general like that, yeah, it's not going to happen because there's no future proofing on that. We had an earthquake here last night. I felt it. It was only a 3, and it was about 150 kilometers away. By the time it hit here, it was like a 2. I felt something, and I was like, I looked at the time and I said, I got to check to see if that was an earthquake. The next morning I came over to the computer and I checked, and it was an earthquake, a small one. Anything around the 3, you're barely going to feel it. That's a tremor, not an earthquake. It's a tremor. It was like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, that was it. You know how someone will tickle your neck and you'll go like that? That's what it was. That's what it felt like. If I could describe an earthquake, when someone tickles your neck and you have that shiver, imagine if the building felt that. That's exactly what an earthquake is. There's no sound. There's no noise. Okay, that's Hollywood. Obviously, if things fall, there's a sound. If buildings collapse, obviously there's a sound. But there's no sound. The earth doesn't make a sound. That's Hollywood. It doesn't. I've been in 3, 4 earthquakes I had 2 earthquakes in Subic Bay 3 years ago. And I had 2 big ones here, a 5.1 and a 4. And then I don't know how many tremors 4 or 5 tremors around the 3. So, yeah. I'm not overly worried, especially considering that I live now on the 12th floor and there's, by the time I run downstairs, the thing is over. Let's take a look here. What is going on? All right. So, what's going on with you guys? Let me know. Um, yeah, my foot's feeling better. I put a hot compress on it. Yeah, that feels much better. Don't worry too much about me, guys. I'm okay. I'm just old. um, so what else? Let's like so we have a low pressure system coming in on Friday where it's supposed to rain on Friday. It's going to be cloudy for 3 or 4 days because it's a very big low pressure system and it's not organized. It'll never become a typhoon. When they say it's not organized, there's not enough energy in it for it to become a typhoon. It'll stay a low pressure system. It won't even become a tropical storm. It's just a low pressure system, a lot of clouds, a lot of rain. That's going to be problems for Cebu and for the areas that were hardest hit. Now, just so people can understand, I live outside of Cebu. Let me show you. You need to understand this because my mom was sending me pictures of the typhoon damage from 2 weeks ago. The one that passed didn't even affect us. We had a tiny bit of drizzle. Tiny. It was just windy. We weren't even affected by it. So let me... All right. So as you can see here, this is the Philippines, okay? Manila's up here. The storm that came yesterday came like this, okay? Came like this, and the edge of it was like here, just to the north of it. So anyway, as you can see, this is the main airport. This island is called Lapu-Lapu Island. This whole island is Cebu Island. Okay, this whole island is Cebu Island. The earthquake damage happened here, up here in Bogo City. Okay, that's about 100 kilometers away, 150 kilometers away. The earthquake actually happened here in the middle of this ocean, here between the two land masses. So you can see how far away we were from that big 7.1 or 5.1, whatever it was. So anyway, this is about 10-15 kilometers from this channel to where I live on the beach here. It's about 10 kilometers. The island is about 20 kilometers long at its average point. There's really nothing down here, like in this area here and this area here. It's like marshy, swampy area. Okay. There's 3 bridges that go across, the original old bridge and the 2 new bridges. Okay. Now, I live way over here, One Pacific Residence right over here. And this is Mactan Newtown. This is the development here. Okay. I used to live over here. In this area. Yeah, here. I used to live, just 5 kilometers away on the same road. Now, this island here, for the most part, where it's populated, is like a turtle shell. Okay, so it's rounded at the highest point, so the water all drains off into the ocean. The problem with Cebu is it has a whole bunch of rivers. You see here, these rivers? All these rivers come straight through the city. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these rivers drain into downtown Cebu. And they come from these mountains. These are all mountains, huge mountains, huge, like insanely huge mountains. Okay? So what happens is all this water comes into this tightly packed area. that has no drainage. The drainage problem in this city is insane because of the amount of garbage that is backed up and blocks the drains. So the streets all get flooded, right? Look at all those rivers that just flood. And there's more here. There's got to be at least 10 rivers that are draining into this city. And then they overflow because all of this gets backed up with garbage because people throw their garbage into the river. And the tributary canals that come off of these rivers. Okay? They're all polluted, they're all full of garbage. It's unfortunate, right? But you can see they back up. And they flood. And they cause massive problems for the people because the water's got no place to go. It starts going down the street, right? So that's a huge problem. So, up in here, there was huge issues. Down here in Mandu City, there was huge problems here. In Talisay, there was huge problems because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rivers all in this area here. In Talisay. So they had huge problems, right? So I'm pretty safe over here, especially considering that this is a modern, new subdivision. You can see, like, these are all condos, right? Like, you can see how well kept, right? How maintained it is, how clean it is. What happened here? So there's construction over here, but I mean, you just manicured lawns, everything, right? And then you come out here into the main road and you just come down the street a little bit. This area is okay, but then you come over here and you'll see that pile of garbage has been there for how long? Because it's still there today. I still see this every day, right? So you can see you just leave garbage everywhere, and that when it rains, this flows into the sewers and then blocks the sewer. So we're going towards my old house. So you can see these roads, all these roads here, they got all flooded. Just leave. It was really bad. You guys have seen the video of me walking down the street. The streets aren't the best. It's just like Sri Lanka, right? So all this garbage, when it rains and the water level rises, this starts flowing into causing more problems, right? So so I am not in an area that is prone to flooding. I'm not in an area that can flood because of the infrastructure. I'm not in an area that has any rivers. And again, because of the way the island is, we don't have any rivers here. That's all in Cebu City. So Mom was a little worried and saying, oh, there's lots of flooding. I go, yeah, just because they say the word Cebu, I'm not in Cebu. I'm in Lapu-Lapu, which is, nobody knows where Lapu-Lapu is. They all say Cebu. They all call this Cebu, but it's not. This is not Cebu. I'm in Lapu-Lapu. I'm in Mactan New Town, Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu Province. Cebu City is in Cebu Province. Okay, like New York City is in New York State. Okay, so when people say Cebu, are you talking about Cebu province, which I belong to Cebu province, but I'm not in Cebu City. Cebu City had problems. I'm in Mata-Newtown village in Lapu-Lapu City. Okay, so I'm pretty isolated and safe from any kind of water issues that you see on television. All right, so don't worry too much about that. Anyway, guys, I got to wrap things up a little early today because I do want to make dinner before my class. Because when Tim and them come, we're probably going to have a little snack. So that'll be in 3.5 hours. So I want to get something to eat now so that I'm not like super hungry when they come. But otherwise, I want to say thank you again to everyone who's watching, who's liking, who's commenting, who's sharing, asking questions. That's very important too. I like that. And sharing their ideas. I like that. I had a couple people who commented and I was like, wow, that's really, really beautiful. I don't agree or believe what you are saying, but it's beautiful that you're sharing. And that's what it's all about here, is that to share our ideas, our opinions, our thoughts, so that we can influence other people, right? This is all about sharing. If we can build a community of like-minded people, we don't always have to agree, but we can actually share our ideas and have a productive conversation. Like, no, you're wrong. That's not right. No. That's great that you are happy. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for sharing it with me. I'm not going to do it, but I hope that someone listens to you and gains the happiness that you have, because I'm already happy. I don't need more happiness. I appreciate it though. Appreciate the advice. That kind of mentality is what I'm looking for. Okay. So please join me on Saturday mornings, Cebu time, Friday nights, North America time. Okay. I'm Sri Lankan Sammi in Cebu. Please be good to each other and remember to learn to live life. Don't let life live you. And we will see you all on the other side. And remember, we're not strangers. We're just friends who haven't met yet. Thanks again, guys. Be well, be safe, be happy, and